All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to dive into the absolutely dramatic origin story of stablecoins, and then we're going to look at their surprising and kind of mind-bending destiny in a future that's powered by AI.
And it all starts with this one powerful idea from a lecture that completely changed one person's life. This idea is really at the heart of the whole story. So, to really understand why we even need something like a stablecoin, we have to start with a story. A story of personal ruin and a fateful first contact with a totally new kind of money.
Okay, so imagine this. It's 2013, and for author and entrepreneur Han Feng, it is absolute rock bottom. The business he had spent 20 years building, his entire life's work, it had just imploded. I mean, he was financially wiped out and, as he put it, just totally adrift in a spiritual vacuum. But then, he gets a signal from what felt like a whole new universe. He goes to this lecture about a pretty strange concept at the time called Bitcoin, and the idea that a decentralized system, a country basically made of code, could issue its own sovereign money. Well, it was more than just interesting. He said it was like a first-class contact that just completely rewired how he even thought about value itself. So, of course, he dives in head first, just in time for the ride of his life. He catches this absolutely insane bull run, where prices just went to the moon. And then, bam, regulators in China dropped a notice, and the price gets sliced in half. Just like that. Countless speculators totally wiped out.
So in the ashes of that crash, you've got the survivors huddled together in a coffee shop. And right there, born out of pure desperation, a revolutionary idea sparks to life. They realized, hey, if we're going to build a trading system that lives only on the blockchain, we need a whole new kind of asset. You see, what they needed, what the entire system needed, was a digital asset that didn't just fly up and down in value every other day. They needed a stable anchor to measure value and actually trade with. And that, right there, in that moment, that was the birth of the stablecoin concept, a safe harbor in the crazy, violent storms of the crypto market. Okay, so from that one single idea in a coffee shop, two totally different paths, two different philosophies emerged. First up, we've got the pragmatic, kind of shadowy giant that would become known as Tether, or USDT.
The idea was just brutally simple. For every single digital dollar they created, they promised there'd be a real, physical US dollar sitting in a bank account somewhere. Simple, right? But, and this is a big but, that promise would be shrouded in secrecy and a whole lot of controversy.
And wow, did it work? I mean, look at this. Despite all the questions, USDT just grew into this absolute monster, a true behemoth of the digital economy, with its market cap ballooning to over $160 billion. But here's the crazy part. For something called a stablecoin, its journey was anything but stable. Honestly, its entire history is just a story of surviving one apocalypse after another.
I mean, just look at this trail of chaos. They had catastrophic hacks. Boom, tens of millions gone. Then they get completely cut off from the US banking system. Then they lose access to $850 million. Poof, vanished with some shady payment processor. And to top it all off, the New York Attorney General sues them, alleging they covered it all up.
So how in the world did they survive all that? Well, and this is the really ironic part. They survived using the very things crypto was supposed to get rid of. A central boss making secret decisions in an opaque system. It was practical, for sure. It worked, but it was super controversial and really went against the whole crypto ethos of decentralization. Okay, so that was the pragmatic path, but it wasn't the only way. A completely different vision for what a stablecoin could be was taking shape at the same time. And that's the story of MakerDAO, a grand, idealistic experiment.
So instead of trusting some secret bank account, MakerDAO built this incredible, transparent machine that runs entirely on code that anyone can look at. Their stablecoin, DAI, isn't backed by dollars in a vault, no. It's backed by a surplus of other crypto assets, all locked up in what are called smart contracts. Think of them like little automated programs on the blockchain, just doing their job for everyone to see.
And the way it works is actually pretty elegant. It's basically a decentralized bank. You, the user, can create your own stablecoins just by locking up some of your own crypto as collateral, and you have to lock up more than enough to be safe. It all just happens. The code runs the show. No company, no CEO pulling the strings.
So this really gets to the heart of it, doesn't it? It's a clash of two totally opposite philosophies. On one side, you've got USDT, this black box of a company basically saying, just trust us. And on the other, you have MakerDAO, with its open code saying, don't trust us, trust the math.
And look, this idealistic experiment, it had its own doomsday moment.
A huge market crash back in 2020 called Black Thursday almost broke the whole system. But, and this is the key difference, it wasn't saved by some backroom corporate deal. No, its own community, the users themselves, voted on a plan and saved it together.
Okay, so we've got these two competing models for digital money. One is centralized and pragmatic, the other is decentralized and idealistic. But now, let's get weird. What if the real, ultimate user for all this isn't even human?
And this is where things get really wild. This is the final kind of mind-bending idea from the source material. The argument goes that the true destiny for stablecoins, well, it might not be for us at all. It might be for the next form of intelligence.
The idea is this. As AI gets more and more autonomous, these AI agents are going to form their own kind of silicon-based civilization. They'll be trading with each other, buying and selling data, all at the speed of light. And to do that, they're going to need their own money, a native currency that's digital, stable, and programmable. And what fits that build perfectly? Stablecoins.
Which brings us to one last, really provocative question to leave you with. As we're building out this whole new financial world, who are we really building it for? Is it for us, or is it for our AI successors?